Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's everyone doing? I'm Karen from Canada, and I'm so thankful that I have an amazing guest today joining me on my 𝗵𝗆𝗀𝗃 𝗖𝗲𝗍 global live chat. And I know all of you have been waiting for this global live chat for quite some time. So we're going to take it slow. We're going to spill the beans. We're going to answer all your questions that you've been sending over my way, and just relax, grab a cup of tea, and enjoy our authentic live conversation. Now, first of all, for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Karen Chuck. I'm from Oakville, Ontario, Canada. I am an accredited AI certified consultant, business consultant, and also a proud global online business mentor. And who I have right now is my fellow global online business partner, and her name is 𝗚𝗏. Now, I want to introduce 𝗚𝗏 and let you know how we met. So, 𝗚𝗏, we met just two weeks ago, right?
Yes, almost 2 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, we actually met at Punta Cana at the Global Online Business Leadership Retreat. And this was organized by a Christian couple who's been doing this online business for 7+ years and thriving, and really just connecting all the Christians in this community and helping everyone to thrive and rise all together, and glory to God. We met so many amazing people, lots of positive testimonials, and 𝗚𝗏 and I just connect right off the bat. We sat next to each other, and then we start talking about God, amazing blessing from him, and all the wonderful things that we can't stop counting. So, without further ado, we're going to have 𝗚𝗏 introduce herself briefly, who you are, where you're from, where you're currently residing, and then we'll proceed with some of the questions that we've been receiving from the audience. Okay? All right,
Okay.
First, 𝗚𝗏.
Okay, so my name is Ines Hanna. I was born in Egypt, raised in Egypt, and I graduated medical school in Egypt. I worked as physician for 25 years in Egypt, Kuwait, and Dubai. Then I immigrated to the United States. Currently, I reside in California, the US, and have actually got certified and licensed in genetic counseling. That's what I do right now here in California. I am a mother of 2 young men, and also I am a proud and happy digital entrepreneur. This is me in a nutshell.
Just for the brief introduction, our audience could tell how much of a high and top performer you are. Not only did you study medical, degree, you also study genetic, and clearly you're very driven. You have a high desire to achieve higher excellence. So perhaps give the audience a little bit of background about why you chose the profession in the medical field.
Okay, so I am a person who likes to provide service by nature, and I love to leave a positive impact in people's life. Also, I'm very analytical, and I have this organized path of thinking. So I loved science, and I found that those interests all meet in studying medicine. So that's why actually I started studying medicine. And then I was drawn into genetic counseling when I moved here, because actually it was evolving, and I have seen throughout my career many of genetic diseases that were not resolved, and here the evolution came, and I wanted to be part of that and help those people. So that's why I was then driven into genetic counseling when I resided in California.
And that's also so amazing, because I'm also very fascinated about new ways of doing things, innovation, technology. There's so much to be discovered, and there's never ending findings, but we have to have the curiosity and growth mindset to do the due diligence and research. And was it always your dream career to be part of the medical field, or was it something that maybe your parents instilled upon you when you were young?
We come from traditional families, and we all come from that background, and we know that just to have a respectful profession, it has to be either a lawyer, a doctor, an engineer, all of that. And of course, I was uh, directing myself towards one of those, but because I loved science, because I loved serving people, I love to be with them, I have a good active listening skill, and I'm empathic by nature. So I found myself driven totally into this area. So I would say both of them, but I have a genuine interest in medicine in general. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And how many years did you invest in your overall academic requirement in order to become who you are today?
So I went to medical school. Medical school in Egypt is 7 years, and then I had to do one specialty first, which was dermatology, and this took me 3 years. And then I had to take another specialty in general medicine, which is family medicine, because I have been moving from one country to the other, and the requirements actually differ from one country to the other. So I have to adjust and adapt to that, to the market demands. So that's why I had to take another degree in general medicine or family medicine, and this took another 2 years. And so this makes 12 years. And then I came here and I studied for the genetic counseling degree for 3 years. So I'm saying that 15 years, yes.
Yeah. And 15 years is before you had to fulfill maybe internship or any like residency or any hands-on program, right?
No, this was including the last,
Okay.
the last 5 and 8. The last 8 years were hands-on and getting the specialty. So both practical and.
So it's a lot of time invested. Did you have your kids during this period or a little bit later?
Yeah, I had my kids when I was doing my second specialty.
Wow.
And when I did my third specialty, so it was like I had to go through being a mother, a wife, a professional, and a student. So I was doing all of that, and it's really, that takes a lot on our emotional and mental status. So it's too much load, both emotionally and mentally.
And did you take a mat leave at all, or you just shorten your mat leave?
I shortened my mat leave because I was working in countries that if you're not working, you're not earning. Because we were not, citizen of those countries like Kuwait and Dubai, we were expats. So to earn, I had to work. So that's why.
Let me guess, you took 4 weeks or 3 weeks mat leave, or maybe maximum?
Mat leave, yeah, a couple of months.
Yeah. See, I was like that too. No wonder we got attracted to one another.
Yeah, so it was more than that.
Because people thought we were crazy. People thought like, what are you doing? What are you thinking, right? Okay, so then if you had to put a number to the estimate total amount of money you had to invest in order to earn all these credentials, how much are we looking at?
I would say $300,000.
Yeah.
Dollars. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the most extensive investment is really your time, your emotion.
Yes, time and effort and
mind, body,
emotion.
soul, right?
Yeah. Yes, because what we usually say when we go through medical studies that we go through hell and back. It's like, going through hell and back. This is how studying medicine is. Yeah.
I know, and I'm no TV episodes people, but I've heard people said when they showcase physicians like overnight shifts, they actually had to stay up for like 24, 36 hours, like on their feet without resting and all. So it is very hard on the body indeed. And it's not like we are forever young, right? And we can only take on so much. So fast forward, you know, you've achieved so much, you've got high success, a lot of money, I'm sure, and fame and well positioned. At what point did you ask the very question that led you to explore something else beyond your stable career?
Yeah, actually, this happened when I moved to the States because, you know, when I lived in Kuwait and Dubai, this was actually close to my home country, so I can get some assistance from my parents. And also, the living conditions there are much more relaxing than here, and there's a lot of help that can be offered at affordable prices and affordable rates. So, and life also and the requirements of the position is not as demanding as here. So there was some kind of balance that I've been able to achieve. But when I moved here to the States, and when we moved here, we started from the beginning all over, and I was actually middle age. So I started all over and I started doing my genetic counseling masters, and it took me like 1 year to prepare and then 3 years to finish and get my board certification. And I was fine. I have no problem in that at all. I'm used to it, and in a way, I like it. But when I came to working here, was actually the shock because there was so much uh, uh, required from us compared to what actually we were assigned to in our job description. I was working full time now. Thank God the business has allowed me to decrease it to part time. But when I started thinking of the shifting point, I was working 14 hours a day and I couldn't do any less than that every day, and sometimes I had to work in the weekend. So I was evolving about work. I had no balance at all. I was like, I lost connection with my family, with myself, and my house started to deteriorate rapidly. There was so much mental and emotional load on me. You know, in our jobs, there is a lot of mental and emotional exhaustion, and this is very common because we are active listeners. We have this empathy, and we are trying to guide many patients through uncertainty and trying to be accurate as much as possible. So it is taking a toll on us. And also, our position is not only seeing patients and that's it. No, we have to supervise the students, we have to write papers, we have to go to do research, and we have to attend how many conferences per year and how many meetings per week. So it is like, and for genetics in general, as it's an evolving science, there is a lot of new literature that we have to go through, and we have a new diagnosis every day. So it was like I was hitting my lowest points in everything, in my health, in my mental and emotional state altogether, that I felt that I'm giving of myself more than I can give. And I said, and I came to a question and I asked myself, and that was when I was hit by two diseases at the same time. I got shingles, and then I got severe rheumatic pains all of a sudden at the same time. And that actually shows how much my immunity and was impacted negatively. So during this time, I had the time to think, and I asked myself that question, Ines. Now your health is deteriorating, and also my readings also, and I know what does this mean to me, and as if I told myself, so you are committing suicide. How many years can you go like this? Missing everything in life and working in that place, and there was no way out because other jobs, if I wanted to quit this job and go to another job, it's not so much different. It would be 12 hours, not 14 hours. So
Yeah,
it's not much difference.
right.
So
Because
yeah,
you're already working on average 60 hours plus every week, because 14 and 5 days plus on and off weekend. And did your family ever complain to you? Yeah.
Of course, yeah, they complained. They were not seeing me. I was actually disconnected because I usually reach home by 8 p.m. and I leave by 6:30 a.m. So when I reach home, I'm totally exhausted. I don't have the energy to talk or interact or do anything. I just want to be left in peace because I'm above 52. So it's like my body does not sustain that much load emotionally, mentally, and physically. So I was like hitting my lowest point in everything. And my answer to my question, no. If I continue like this for another 10 years, this means that I am committing suicides. Besides, I'm giving this 10 years of my life away. So I am not living actually. And this is not what I want after all of those years of giving and working in I would say a profession that requires a lot from us on the emotional, mental, and physical, because emotional and mental would affect you physically afterwards. So
Yeah, the
I
immunity,
said,
immunity
yeah, yeah,
aspect.
yeah.
And
So I said,
your kids, how old are they now, and how old were they when you were in this vicious cycle?
so this vicious cycle actually happened 3 years ago because actually I was sustaining as much as I can. So I sustained this for about 5 years, and then I couldn't sustain it longer. And then I just said, because like I told you, I started feeling it when not feeling, I started feeling it a lot before, but I had to stop and think about it when my health hit the lowest point, because this means that I'm suiciding. Just simple words, but this was the truth actually. So this was 3 years ago when I decided to shift. My children are grown-ups now, but we are families coming from the east side of the world, and we are so much connected to each other. Also, my husband, I was losing connection with him, and this is something vital for us, that we have in a full functioning family. So for us, that was something like they missed me and I missed them. And it's part to keep my life balanced and healthy. I cannot live without this, what my family brings into my life from joy and warmth and support. So I was missing on that.
Yeah, and the trend of imbalance work life is so prevalent nowadays because there is no boundary as to
Yeah,
when you shut off, because everyone is pretty much reachable, whether through mobile phone or laptop or for messaging, right?
yeah,
So people, I don't know about your city, but in Ontario, there's now a rule or a law that that deter employers from messaging employees after hours. That's just a law, but then whether or not it's being executed or enforced, fully, that's another question, right?
yeah,
So
the same thing here,
yeah,
actually.
who's
But
gonna,
it's not.
if someone's job is on the line, then are they gonna say no to the boss who email in the middle of the night? Like, practically speaking, no, people will still reply back, right? Even during weekend, after hours, that's just the way things are. And do you mind me asking you, is your husband also in the healthcare field?
Yes, he's in the healthcare field, but he is actually in the business side. So he works in the medical technology industry.
Okay, okay, that's good,
Yeah.
because at
So
least one
he's
of
not, yeah, he's a physician too, but he went to that side, to the business side. He's more into business. So his working conditions are much better than mine, and he earns better than I do.
And you know, I think
And
that's
that's what business is actually.
you know, that's a very good revelation from your spouse, because when you see other people are working differently, working smarter, working less hours and still get compensated better, then you start questioning yourself, is there a better way? Am I on the right track, right? And so fast forward, you knew that you had to find a better way, a smarter way. Where did you start? Where did you start looking?
So when I hit the bottom or the lowest point, I knew that there is no way out except for digital space, because simply I've been observing so many people that have been able to earn lucratively from digital businesses. So, but I didn't know where to find it, how to find it. So I decided to start looking, because actually, and that's what we are living. We are living a digital revolution, and where the revolution is, the money is. So things have been changing, and now they are changing even quicker. So I had to look at the whole picture and not being restricted with this tunnel vision into that I have a respectful profession and I have achieved the scar and this and that, and I have this, credential and all of that, but this is not serving my life objectives right now. I'm not living happily. I'm not having any balance. I don't have any freedom. I don't have any leverage, and I don't have even financial freedom. Going through credentials and getting credentials is very costly here. So it's like even financial freedom, I have not been able to achieve it. So this struck me, and all of that is everything is changing, and now I have to think smarter, not to be locked in this pattern of thinking of the traditional thinking. And I actually it surprised me how people are still so much rooted in that, and while they know that they're going through the wrong direction, but they are just clinging to the past and they're unable to figure out what could be the solution. So I figured out what could be the solution, and I started looking into so many models of digital business, and it took me about 1 year to find a digital business. Yes, 1 year actually to find a digital business model that fits me, that I find that it satisfies what I really look for, and it will give me the leverage and the less work and the automation and all the I would say all what I'm looking for in a digital business. So it took me a year to find this model, and I was very happy to find our model.
So a year, but you found what you wanted.
Yes.
And
I didn't want to rush to anything else, because I knew, because they didn't fulfill what I was looking for.
And you mentioned right at the beginning that you're very analytical, you're very logical, and you've done all your due diligence, you've done your research, and it took you a year, and then you found this amazing opportunity. Mind me ask you, how did you find this opportunity?
So I found it through an ad. Okay, it's an ad of a lady who was almost, around my age, and she was so much like me, and she was talking about my main pain points, which were hers as well, and that she has found this business and it has a great potential and it's a great opportunity. So I looked at it and I said, so I'm going to explore it. So I went through the process and I explored it step by step. And I find this system actually is an amazing system, because it takes you gradually from no business background. So it introduces you to the business gradually. So you have, according to non-business technical background. Now you're introduced gradually to the business, so you have the time to digest it and understand it. And they give you enough time to do your due diligence and then decide. So I love that so much. And they give me all the information, because when I checked other models, they wouldn't give you all the information. They would give you a call, and then you keep calling them, and they answer one or two questions, and then they disappear, and then they come back and then answer one or two questions. It's like they're not being so clear or detailed as our business is. So we have all the information, and that's what I really like. And then we can decide. And I love also giving us an ultimatum of 1 month, because it commits us to study it and do our due diligence without procrastinating or pushing it according to our life circumstances. No, take it seriously if we are really interested, and get to the bottom of it and decide based on what we study. So yeah.
I gotta applaud you on multiple things. One, you have been a high achiever all your life, and you've been helping and serving the healthcare space and community, patients and clients, and you have been the frontier in the genetic space, like looking at new solutions, new ways of doing things, new way of resolving longstanding medical disease. Yet you still allowed yourself to be humble and open to new ideas that you were never exposed to. Because from medical to digital space, those are two separate domains, separate realm. Yet you have this growth mindset to learn about it and explore and decide whether or not this is something that fits what you're looking for. Not everybody has that mindset. One, they're, like you said, they're boxed in their comfort zone. And two is that they're too comfortable. They don't want to do research and find out what else is there that could give them what they have been dreaming of. And that's the thing, because society, schools, everybody have been teaching us to follow the rigid steps, right?
Yeah.
And follow the formula that not necessarily lead us to the promised land. And
Yes.
that's why we're here to share with everybody who is feeling stuck, who's feeling that you're worthy, who's feeling that you deserve more. We're here to encourage you that you need to do a due diligence. There are better ways out there. You just have to be humble. You have to be open, receptive to find out what they are. Now, you've been in this business, global online business, for a couple of years now, right? And how are you enjoying it so far?
I am very happy to be part of this global community and this amazing business. And it has been a journey of exploring new potential in me and new sides of my personality that I didn't know about. It's a growth, actually. I've been growing personally and growing financially, and I have learned a lot. I came from the employee. Yes, I am a doctor, but I work for hospitals and for clinics, and I haven't had my private practice. So I am an employee body. And so I came with this mindset of just putting time against money. And so I came with that. I had no financial literacy. And, I left this to my husband, but it came to the point that I found myself that I am working almost for free because I'm working more than I'm supposed to work. And this hit me hard. So when I got into the business, I started to learn about business and finances and what is financial literacy, what is financial independence, what is financial freedom. And I discovered new things. So it has been a growth, a journey on many different fronts in my life. So I've got enriched not only financially, but now I have been able to only work part-time, so slash my time to have and earn what actually accommodates for what I lost from cutting my time, and even more. And not this only, no, I have grown personally. I have learned so many things on the mindset, on the financial and business level. So, and I keep on learning. And so this is like expansion. It has expanded my potential and also added a new layer to me. So it's not being only a physician, genetic counselor, medical professional. No, I can be this and I can be digital entrepreneur. So I have many layers now, and this led me to expansion and to, I would say, more richness in my character. And I love that.
And I could totally see that you're so joyful and you're so much in a relaxed mode. And I would have never guessed that you, in a couple of years back, you were in a much lower season where, you know, your health was impacted, your mental state was impacted, your family was impacted. So clearly this online global digital business has given you that vehicle to get back what you deserve. And you mentioned how even as a very knowledgeable medical physician's genetic counselor, you were never taught financial literacy. Neither have any of us, because that's never really part of the curriculum. I think now they're starting to infiltrate a little bit more, but still kids are not taught about investment, financial literacy, and all practical knowledge that should have been taught way at a very early stage. I was curious because you mentioned your husband is a medical doctor, also a businessman. When you found this business opportunity, did you share with him, one, and then two, what was his reaction?
Okay, so yes, I shared with him, and he said, yes, why not? If this is gonna make you feel better, and now it's all how to work smartly, and actually now it's the digital era. So this could be actually a good opportunity. And he encouraged me to start, and actually, because also he, like I told you before, he was not happy with the way I was working and how I was deteriorating, and he wanted more of my presence with them. So that he encouraged me, and he said that would be a wise thing to do. I see so many people who are successful digitally, and you can do it. You don't lack anything. It's some training and support, and that's what our business actually gives us. So go ahead, and he supported me actually.
And that's a blessing in and of itself, because not every spouse would be supportive right off the bat. I mean, I'm blessed because my husband has always been supportive no matter what I do.
This is a blessing too.
Yeah, because there's one less barrier, one less friction, right?
Yeah.
And I had a question. Just let me, that just pop in my head. Oh yes, because you're such an innovative person, the way you integrate this global online business into your overall portfolio is very unique. Now, not everyone thinks that way because we were never thought that way. We're trained to be fixed on one path, one identity. That's it. Don't go beyond that, right? So, how have your fellow medical professionals or your coworkers been, I mean, assuming that they know that you're also doing global online business, how have their reaction been like?
I would say most of them, they were like surprised, and some of them and they're younger people than I am, but they some of them were interested to know about the idea because they were looking also for other streams of income. So I would say the younger generation, they are more open, and they wanted to get another stream of income because they are very young, but they are very annoyed and bothered by the idea of working that many hours. They didn't like it, and they thought this is not fair in an era where there is a lot of opportunities. So they were inquiring about the opportunity and what they can do, and they were interested. While the older generation, they were like more fixed, and they didn't want to change. And I can relate this to like, we have spent that much time doing that, and we have, invested so many years in doing that, and most of our life we've been in this career, and they are clinging to it, and they don't, as if they are letting their career go or letting go. They are not looking to it as expansion or adding another layer to them. And sometimes doctors and medical professionals, because we have higher income than other professions, usually we invest, and some of them would look for another traditional business to invest their money in. They look at it in an ordinary way, a natural thing, but they, I don't know the twist, but they are looking at the traditional in a traditional way. Even if they think on a business or investment, they think of in traditional investment, which also requires time against money. So it's a paradox. It's like
yes,
they
totally.
don't find the way out. Okay,
yes.
But they are not being practical and pragmatic.
Yes.
Yes, but I love to be pragmatic. I have a problem. I have, the audacity to go to the solution.
Yeah.
And and because also I've been through all my life, I've proved to myself with God's grace, and I always put God in front of me. And I know that He actually brings the opportunity and lead me through the way.
Amen.
So I've been able to achieve what I put my heart into, actually. So if I want to achieve something and succeed, I saw successful people doing this, and this is what I see in our business. I see a lot of successful people who are earning 2 times, 3 times, and 4 times a doctor does in a year. So there is a smart way to earn, and it proved to be successful and working. So why not, if I'm able to do that, the very hard core job, why can't I do something which is much simpler? And
exactly.
I know. And people are so funny. Why does it happen? Yes, this is technology, because technology is into automation, and automation is actually makes you work less and expose you more. So that's what is technology about, is to save you time and effort. And that's what is applied to everything, from our cars, from our refrigerators, from anything we're using right now. Is we put almost no effort and we do it in much less time. So why not working in the same way?
Exactly. I mean, I always use the analogy of comparing riding horses versus taking the electrical car, right? People who are so used to riding horses are like, I don't think so. I'm good with my horses. But seriously, you gotta try before you say that statement, right? And you know what caught my attention mostly from this global online business was the patent compensation calculation formula. When I first look at it, I'm like, what? I had to watch it. I know I'm not the only one. I had to watch it multiple times to let it.
Yeah, me too.
To let it sink, because it's not 1 + 1 = 2. It's in a compound calculations that's creating exponential return on our investment. So I'm like, wow, this is too good to be true. And the night before, I actually prayed to God that I need something that's too good to be true. I don't want to deal with logistics. I don't want to deal with customers. I don't want to deal with inventory, because I know that that there are a lot of variables when you have to deal with all of that. But I know the online space is where the $1 trillion market is. Like AI is one stream of $1 trillion industry. Online space is another $1 trillion industry. So I pray to God and say, God, you're the Almighty. You know everything. Reveal to me, please. And the very next day, He revealed it to me. So this is why we're so passionate and sharing openly. Like we both have great credentials. We got great status, great success. So if it wasn't so good, we wouldn't be putting ourselves out here, sharing with the world what we think, because we truly both believe that when we're blessed by God with
Yeah.
this amazing opportunity. We need to be a blessing to others too. We cannot be so selfish, just hoard it all to ourselves, because other people are also praying, and they're praying for a solution. They may not be aware of this opportunity, and that's why we're here to share. So
Yeah.
I wanted to touch on something. You mentioned just earlier how many people are making multiple times more than professional physicians and any other profession, lawyers, accountants, engineers, in a single year. Just for my reference, how much tax do you pay in California?
Actually, we are. It's like federal and state. We are like more than 40%.
Yeah. So in my case, I pay like 56% plus. So every time I work more hours, and I started joking, and I told my husband, I actually get paid lower than minimum wage, because after tax and all the extra hours, at the end, I don't really get much take home, right? So then that's why I kept on saying, this is not right. This is not right, And I literally said, I think we all got scammed by society. We got scammed to follow the employee mindset, and it's never too late to be mindful of this thing.
I would say something here, Karen, if you allow me. So I would say that actually the school system encourages this, and this works for the business owners and I would say the very high or the top of the ladder when it comes to business people, because getting people to work with them is that what they want actually. So it is like providing power to the wealthy business people. So that's why they then don't teach you in school how to be a businesswoman or a businessman, because who's going to work for those? Who's going to work for the big corporations and make them wealthier? So that's why they always tell us, go out and, get a job and get a good job and do this and do that. And it's also been, systematized. Actually, you have to go through college because universities make a lot of money out of education. So this is another corporation you're putting and investing. And then after that, after doing that and investing all of that, you go and work for someone who is actually, you are working for his dreams and his growth, and you're only living in debt or from one paycheck to the next. So it's like, that's what we are taught, and what we are taught is wrong, and we are not taught otherwise, and we are not allowed, because most of the people are going that way. They don't know any better, and they think this is the right way. They haven't read, they haven't searched, they haven't actually known what is the other side, what's on the other side. So
exactly. And now with AI in the overall ecosystem, everybody is impact left, right, and center. Like that, I already see it behind the scenes with corporations, with government, with everybody. So if individuals are not proactively looking for a plan B, which could turn into plan A, then they will be impact sooner or later. So it's only smart to be proactive and find out, okay, what else can be done in preparation of XYZ, right? So I'm so glad that we're having this conversation, because for the longest time, I always have these thinking that majority of people would be like, I'm not too sure. We were not taught that way. I'm always the I wouldn't say oddball. I'm always the one question and challenge the status quo. And
so I like to think, I like
and I thank God for that, because I don't want to be a follower. I mean, except following Jesus Christ. I don't want to be a blind follower doing things that are not the best in terms of serving God, serving community, serving my family, and really making the best of this precious life that God has given us, right? We're not just here for the repeated motion. There is so much more that we're destined to do. We have higher calling. We have the opportunity to bless so many other people. Now, I know we're into 45 minutes. I've got a couple of more questions to ask you. If
Yeah, sure.
you had to think about the type of people who would be a good fit for this global online business, what would your answer be?
I would say people who are open to learn, people who are open to self-growth and work on themselves, people who are coachable, and people who are looking to leverage the digital revolution that we have right now into something that is meaningful to them and their families, and build legacies for them and their families. Yes, we are living through a transition right now. It's a time of a big change, but we are lucky to live this era because we have more options, we have more opportunity if we know where to look and where to find them, and not being stuck where we are and have this tunnel vision. Like I said, look around you, look at the opportunity, and have an open eye, because you're lucky. You are in this era and doors are opening now.
Yes, and don't just keep your heads down.
Yes, yes,
Everything is
exactly.
happening. Don't just keep your heads
Yeah,
down.
yeah. Look around, look up, look, yeah. And ask for
Yes.
God's guidance.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you could go back to the version of you before you started this global online business, what would you tell her? What would you tell her?
I would tell her that I'm proud of you because you wanted to take an action when you had a problem. You didn't wait, and you didn't continue in a way or a path you knew that it is not the best for you or your family. And that I'm proud of you that you kept searching till you find what really fits you and made you a happier person, and made your family happier, and made you able to build a legacy for yourself and your family, and also guide other people through so they would do the same. So I am proud of you, that you are that person who can step out of her comfort zone and start taking action, even if she's not sure 100%, and that you're putting God in front of you and you work wholeheartedly with Him. That's what I.
Amen. Amen. I'm so grateful that we got connected
Me
divinely
too,
by God.
Karen.
And it's just a blessing to hear your story, hear your journey, and I could just see how happy and joyful you are, and I could sense your inner peace by having
Yeah,
conversation.
thank you. Thank you. I have changed completely. I have this peace,
Mhm.
and because I know that I am going in the right direction, and I can see the blessings of the business in my life, not only financial, like I told you, meeting lovely people like you, and we connect, yeah, and we're so much alike in so many things, and we connect. You see, we connect very easily and open, and I have met so many wonderful people like you, and I have this dream coming true of achieving financial freedom, for me and my family, and all of these blessings of self-growth and expansion and learning. It's like a blessing, and now I know that peace comes from knowing that you are going in the right direction with God guidance, yes, and protection.
Exactly. And that's the light and the hope, and we know that it is the blessing that we are entitled to, and not be stuck in a vicious cycle. And I love how we're surrounded by like-minded people, because
Mm,
that's how we can make the magic happen. Because sometimes even when God nudges us, and we may not feel ready to take the next steps into the unknown. Yet we know that's the promised land. By having like minded people who walk the path together and succeeding together, rising together, that's when the magic happens. The blessing compounds, right? So I wanted to congratulate you for making that decision a couple of years back, and I wanted to continue to stay connected with you, even though you're in US, I'm in Canada. With this technology, we can always stay connected. I can even see you at the next event, in-person event. Ultimately, again, our goal here is to share the good news with everybody, people specifically who's looking for a way out. And we're here to let you know that there is a way out. And if you are curious, feel free to go to Ina's website if you got led to this global live chat through her website or Facebook business page, or come to mine. Wherever you found this global live chat, feel free to reach out. We're happy to answer any questions that you might have. And it is a very simple, like Ina says, it's a very simple system. That's why it took me some time to wrap my head around it. You mean it's that simple, and I'm able to generate so much more than my not so simple job? You know what I mean?
Yes, and you have just mentioned the compensation plan. The compensation plan is made in a way that it will leverage your income, through many streams of income. So it's not one stream of income coming to you through this compensation plan. They are multiple. So this was also the beauty of this business, and why it's like expanding so quickly, and we are growing in numbers so quickly because of its unique compensation, which is made around the people.
And people are looking for passive income. Like even retirees, they started in 60s or even 80s because they wanted to leverage the system and earn more than their not so high pension dollar amount, right? And ultimately, it's beyond money. It's all about how you can enjoy this blessing extensively, abundantly, beyond your wildest imaginations. Even when you're traveling, when I was traveling in Asia, I was in Japan, I was already receiving high ticket commissions. Even when I was traveling and I went to Hong Kong, visit my parents, the business still run behind the scene. You have to follow the step, set up the foundations. And these steps are so simple. And if you are working your back off and for a paycheck that's not comparable to what you deserve, take a closer look at this. You'll be so amazed, because you're hearing not just from me, not just from Ines, is hearing from everybody who's been blessed by this global online business. So thank you so much, Ines. It's been a wonderful chat with you, and God bless you. And I'm so happy to see you're joyful. You've got inner peace, and God is blessing you and your family so much. So let's continue to spread the good news and bless other families so that they can also have the same level of joy, inner peace that we were so gratefully blessed with. So until then, everybody, God bless you all, and be mindful of signs from God, like this global live chat telling you that there's a better way, telling you that you should do your due diligence, telling you that you deserve so much more, because you do. You're worthy. So thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful evening, morning, and afternoon. Take care, and God bless you.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye.